Well, it's lunchtime, and since I'm in the car, I think I'm going to go to my favorite drive-thru window. So, you want to hear about my bad health habits? Well, I have to be honest. I am a sucker for a fast food lunch. Of course, what I think of as fast food looks a little more like this. So it's not unusual for me to stop what I'm doing and come down here to the farm stand and grab some lunch. So you asked the question, do I cook? Well, the answer is yes, I actually do. You know, when I started working with weight loss, I really want to connect people with food. And as I thought about it, I thought, well, maybe I'll get another degree as a nutritionist. And then I realized that a lot of people are sort of afraid to talk to nutritionists because they feel that nutritionists are just going to tell them another thing they can't eat. What I found interesting is that a lot of my clients were really, really intensely interested in recipes and cooking techniques. And then it dawned on me, if I got culinary training, then I could talk about nutrition while I was cooking. And it worked great too. I took a introductory culinary course at the local Culinary Institute, and then took professional grade continuing education courses at places like Culinary Institute of America and the French Culinary in Manhattan. And what I do with this training is I actually spend a lot of time doing cooking demonstrations and actually cooking with clients, and it works great. They really, really get connected with food. One of the most exciting programs I'm involved with is a co-sponsored program between the Culinary Institute of America and Harvard Medical School. It's called Healthy Kitchens, Healthy Lives. And the whole program is designed about getting physicians excited about real food so that they can go out and get their patients excited about real food. It's a terrific program. I kind of figured I'd take you down to my gym. This is where I work out every morning in my kayak. Even when the weather's like this, worse. It's always a lot of fun. I never worry about, getting lost at sea because this is my backyard. How would I describe my personality? Well, I think I have one, and that's a good start. People that know me describe me as being funny and inspiring. I don't know exactly what that means, but I do know that when people are around me, they tend to laugh a lot, and then they run off and do things they thought they could never do. I love to be creative. I love to look at things in ways that people don't ordinarily look at things. I love challenges. I think when I see something difficult, I don't look at it as hard work. I look at it as a cool puzzle. I enjoy being able to do things that ordinary people just wouldn't even consider doing. I love to see the big picture. I love to imagine a world that could be more exciting, more interesting, and then making it happen. And I usually do. I think my toughest critics would say that I'm not very detail-oriented. I don't like to count beans, so to speak. I don't like the tiny minutiae of day-to-day operations. I really love to be out there doing cool new stuff all the time, which is great, except sometimes you really got to get down and count the beans. I don't know why I can't remember people's names. I just have a really hard time with it. I can remember every detail about their lives. I can remember what their kids do for a living. I can remember what they did when they were 12 if they told me, but I just can't seem to memorize their name. I'm one of those people that can walk into a room of strangers and make at least, 10, 15 friends by the time I leave. And good friends, people I can call anytime. It's an amazing, amazing gift. And I'm so grateful to have it. Have I ever traveled outside of the U.S.? Yeah, I have. I've done a lot of sailing in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, the British Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Curacao. I had a sailing job actually from Bermuda back to New York. It was the Newport Bermuda race, and it was my job to fly down there and pick up the boat and bring it home. But the problem is, it was one of the slowest races they had had in years. So when we got down there, there was no boat to bring home. And we were literally stranded in Bermuda. And that would have seemed okay, right? Except there were no hotel rooms. They were all reserved by the people who were due to be on the island from the race. So I was sitting on this island full of empty hotel rooms and no place to stay. Finally, this guy came up to me and said, "Hey buddy, you want to stay in a hotel that's, a little condemned?" A little condemned? I didn't know what that meant, but I did know that it meant I'd get a room for the night. And I said, sure. So I go to this hotel. It was on Hamilton Harbor. I mean, literally on the harbor. I have no idea why they condemned this hotel, but it was beautiful and empty. It was really cool and a little bit like The Shining. It was a little eerie. What most scares me about traveling? You know, not a lot scares me about the natural world. But I have to admit, I get a little concerned about radical human beings because I've seen the potential of human beings to do amazing things. And that means most amazingly great things and amazingly horrible things. The one thing that concerns me most about traveling is getting involved, embroiled in the passionate causes of other people and not being able to get myself out. Is that a major concern of mine? Not really. But it's there. I know the capability of human beings, and I'm particularly wary when I get into situations that could involve someone else's passions. What do I hope to learn from this adventure, and what do I bring to the table? Well, what I hope to learn from this adventure is absolutely anything I can. I plan to be completely present and available to learn whatever great lessons come my way. And they could come from anywhere, literally. I mean, sure, I'm going to learn a tremendous amount about what other people view as medicine, health, and wellness. But I'm also going to learn a lot about an individual person, or two, or three, or 10. I'm going to learn about their culture, their relatives, what they drive, what they ride, where they work, where they live, what they think is beautiful. It's going to be an amazing experience. And what do I bring to the table? I bring some energy, some excitement, a lot of curiosity, and a background that could make me useful in a variety of situations. What country or place do I most want to visit, and why? I can't answer that question because I want to visit everywhere. I can't think of one place I'd want to visit over another. To be honest with you, I have found beauty and joy in just about every place I've been. So it really doesn't matter where I go. I think I'd love to sail the Mediterranean. I'd love to see New Zealand. I'd love to go to Greece. I'd love to go to the South Pacific. I'd love to embed myself into the Andes Mountains. I want to see Tibet. I want to see the deepest inner world of China. I want to go to Japan. I want to see the Middle East. I want to see the Far East. I want to see the whole world. I've lost over 200 pounds, and it's been an amazing journey. And it's not just about losing weight. It's about everything I've learned about being a human being. It's about how I've learned that people don't have to be who they are. They can create their own world. They are capable of doing things they never thought they could do. It's amazing to see what I've been able to do with my life and how far I've come. And then to inspire other people to do the same, what an amazing job. My business is Lose Weight for Good. But it's not just about having people lose weight forever. It's about people taking this new life and exploring new ways to make positive impacts on the world. I don't care whether they help just one person lose weight, or volunteer for Habitat for Humanity, or just get out there and inspire an entire tribe of people. I want to see people do remarkable things with the gift they've given themselves by exploring life outside their comfort zone. You know, you asked me about the most stressful experience in my life, and I could say it was losing 200 pounds, and then I could say that it was the peritonitis that almost killed me. But by far, the most stressful experience I've ever had was watching my father die of melanoma. This past year, I lost my dad. He was 80. He acted like he was 50, a young 50. Nothing could stop him. And as he became consumed by the cancer, he taught me one final lesson. He taught me how to die. You know, we talked about fear and courage and bravery.
And this man, talk about courage. He looked death in the eyes, and he gave us all permission to be okay with it. He said, "It's okay, son. It's okay. I've had my time." And he said, he was a hospice volunteer. And he looked at me and he said, "Son, I've been around a lot of people at the end. And honestly, I don't know what they're so afraid of. This is a natural thing." And I'll never forget one night we thought we lost him. The chest pain was horrible, and we called the nurse in. And as things started to subside and we realized we were going to have him another day, the nurse was asking him questions about his anxiety level and his fear, and I happened to be laying next to him in the bed at the time. And he lifted up his hand, and he placed it on my head, and he patted me on the side of the head, and he said, "No, you don't understand. I'm not anxious, because all I have to do is reach out my hand and I can touch love." I'm 43 years old. What a validation. How did I handle it? Well, I'll tell you how I handled it. I did what he asked me to do. I let him go. I did whatever I could to take care of him. I stopped most of my work and I just took care of him as best I could. He was the most amazing man. And I'm gonna miss him.